Hey guys, what's up? Back again with another video. This one's on a kind of full strategy calculator looking at which combination of tires will give you the most average grip on a particular circuit. The steps of this are finding the ideal pit lap, kind of using the same calculator I showed in my first video. If you guys didn't watch that, go watch that. And then finding the average grip for each tire strategy over the stint, looking at kind of the three options for compounds. You have the medium soft, medium hard, and hard soft. So this is just a pit stop calculator. You've seen this before. Percent wear, percent total grip on the left. Here are the inputs we're putting in. Remember, the goal is to balance these numbers by utilizing each tire as much as you can. Looking at the wear at the end of the stint, and then I guess just a small change here is we able to use this interpolation function to now look at every column in the row and not have to manually select each row and each column. It's a little faster now. But basically everything's the same here. What we added to this is we added looking at area under the curve. So maybe if you want to look at the top right over here, this is one of your tire compounds. And in order to see what kind of the average grip over an entire stint is, we have to look at the area under the curve from like the start, so at 0% wear, to when you get to your point of your pit stop. So you have to get all this area here for your first stint, and then you do it again on the different tire compound for your second stint, and then you can calculate the average percent grip for your total race. So to do that, we do a integration by trapezoid rule. So what we do is we just break up this the curve into a whole bunch of different trapezoids, like you see here, and then the formula for a trapezoid is just a plus b divided by height. In this case, the height is actually the x-axis here. So it's pretty easy to do that for all the trapezoids, and that's what we're calculating here. So it's just we're doing from 0 to 0.6, and then we're calculating that 95, and that's like a 93 point something. We're getting the area under the curve there, and the units are percent grip, percent wear. So it's a double percentage is what the units are. So we have that, and we have this chart here. So the next thing you do is you sum up the trapezoids. So you sum up all the trapezoids that you get. So let's say if you were pitting at like 60, in this case, let's say 61%. It's pretty easy to sum up the trapezoids between like 0 and 20, 20 and 40. It's just we have to do something different for this partial trapezoid. We have to interpolate this value here, and then we have to sum up this final trapezoid. So that's what I'm doing here is I'm summing up the areas under the curves for the first stint, second stint, then adding this final partial trapezoid. If it's there, sometimes if you're pitting right on a point like we saw on one of these data points, you don't have to do that. So just the calculator includes that. Then we're dividing it by the length of the stint. So we're dividing it by the percent wear at the end of the stint to get back to your percent grip units. So you had percent grip, percent wear, dividing it by percent wear. Now your units are percent grip again. So for your first stint, this is one example. Second stint, this is your other example. Then you have to do a weighted average of the stints. So you do that by looking at the number of laps you did on your first stint, number of laps you did in the second stint, doing a weighted average to get your average, your weighted average grip level throughout the entire race. And this is the value that we really care about. So we can look at an example. So calculating the best strategy. This is from a PSGL PC Tier 8 driver around Brazil. He did 5 laps on softs, mediums, and hards. First he set his tire pressure, then he did this, and we were getting the percent wear. And then what we did, we then used the pit stop calculator. We looked at a medium soft strategy. We saw lap 21 was the best. We did medium hard, so lap 18 was the best at hard soft. Lap 22 was the best. Then we did the average grip per lap. And we see here that this average grip per lap on the medium soft is the highest out of all strategies. So that's the preferred strategy here. Second to medium hard, and worst is the hard soft. One way to think about why the hard soft is so bad is the mediums have very similar wear to the hards, but they have about 1.5% more grip. So that's why you always kind of want to use the medium tires. So it's whether you add in a soft or you add in a hard. And the strategy doesn't, or these calculators can't look at whether you should start on softs or whether you should start on hards. All they're looking at, because is which combination of the two is best, because we found basically the wear per lap is pretty similar whether you start on, whether it's your first half of your stint or your second half of your stint. So that's why it's not taking into account that. But because of that, because you have the medium hard and medium soft are the two best strategies, you should start on mediums. And that's going to open up the biggest pit window of when you can pit. So this is looking at safety car strategies if you're starting on mediums. So what we're looking at here is the blue dots are the medium hard strategy and the red dots are the medium soft. And we got pit lap number over here. Same thing, it's just being plotted on the right over here. What we have is if your pit lap number is 15, 16, or 17, because the safety car came out, you want to pit for hards if you're on mediums, and that's the recommended strategy to start on mediums. If it's 18 through 22 or 21, you want to go for softs. So you can see how the soft, how the kind of you want to pit at whatever one is higher, because this is your average grip over the stint. So the blue dots are higher here. Then the medium soft strategy crosses over and becomes the preferred strategy between 18 and 21. You can also look at if you're pitting even earlier. So you can this is just the medium hard. We're looking between laps 8, pitting lap 8 versus pitting lap 15. You can kind of see how it falls off as you keep pitting earlier and earlier, just because the hards are going to wear out near the end of the stint, and you're losing just grip levels more quickly as you get past kind of the optimal amount. And the optimal amount was around, I think it was 18. Yeah, it was 18. So that you're getting diminishing returns if you're pitting very early under a safety car. And this kind of shows it here. So my recommendation for these tire wears around Brazil is you do a medium start. You either pit lap 21 or lap 22 for softs. If there's a safety car between lap 12 and lap 17, you're going for hards. If the safety car is between 18 and 22, you're going for softs. And again, this is the same chart we saw over. This is just showing what to do under the safety car. So you're getting a big pit window for, you're getting a 10 lap window where you have a good strategy that you always have something good to pit to if there's a safety car. So now you're probably wondering what the results were for the race were, and he won the race, but it was wet the entire time. So nothing I did was useful, but it was good he won. So yeah, that's about all I have. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. See ya.